Alright fellas, here we are for episode 2. Sorry about the wait's a bit overdue. Had a bit on lately, so yeah, finally getting to it. Hopefully we can carry on the good form from the first race there. Getting some points there, as you can see here, a couple of upgrades. And we actually have a bit of weather at the end of the race, so yeah, this should be an interesting one.
Suzuka is an old-school favourite, an old seat of motorsport and a place where so many champions have been crowned. Let's get the weekend started then. It's practice in Japan.
Alright, as usual here, heading into practice. See, picking up a optimal result there for the race strategy program, I think that was. And then the tyre wear actually was okay around here. I was actually able to do it. So yeah, and then our last one there as well, qualifying pace. So we were able to beat the target there as well. And yeah, let's get into quali.
This is a circuit where sometimes you see something truly exceptional behind the wheel. We've seen it from Vettel, we've seen it from Verstappen. It is a remarkable place to watch a car at speed. Welcome to Suzuka. We're qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Alright, here we are heading into Q1 here, our first run. Hopefully the battery management can be a little bit better here than it was in Australia. Solid turn 1 there. I really like this first sector. It's really nice. It's nice and flowy, like every corner sets itself up for the next. So if you make a mistake, it kind of ruins the whole sector. Very important. Up the hill. Very solid, using some of the battery. I think definitely be putting it down to none at the hairpin up here. And I think the last chicane as well. Lifting and coasting, still getting used to that. So yeah, it's been a pretty tidy lap so far, as we kind of actually just clipped the grass a bit there. Piastri goes quickest in the session with a 29.1, I think that was. This couple of corners of the track too, you can see there I swapped down to none, just to try and save a little bit more, and then we have about 30% for the back straight here. Yeah, just draining it all, so probably need a bit of work on that. Down a gear, up to the final couple of corners, down to none, saving up about 30-40% there, and then draining it all to the line. We're going to come across the line, and it'll be a 1:30.2, so we're quite a distance off Piastri there, which is not great. See, it ended up putting us in P12. We can see there was about 0.6 the difference to Ocon in 16th. So I actually decided to stay in the garage, and thankfully for me, it paid off. You see Pierre going through there in P9, Bottas P8. Wow, it's a good result for Cadillac. Russell down there in P12, just sneaking through there. And yeah, you see Behrman, Sainz, Perez, Stroll, Ocon and Bortoletto all out in Q1. So Fernando surprisingly making it through. Same with Albon, to be fair. I think yeah, they're not doing great in real life at the moment, so hopefully in the game they can go a little bit better. But yeah, let's head into Q2. Alright, so we're about halfway through the session here. I've done a 1:30.6, currently P13, about 0.7 off Gasly. Yeah, I think over the next couple of episodes I'm going to play around with qualifying and stuff. I don't know, maybe move to short qualifying, I'm not too sure, just because I think it might be a bit boring if I'm just showing flying lap, then the timing screen, flying lap, then the results, and then, you know, the same thing for a couple of sessions or 3 sessions. So we're in our last run of Q2 here. As you can see, like I just said, 7 tenths down on Gasly, as now we're dropped down to last place. As I clip the grass there, but a bit of understeer, can't even talk. Bit of understeer there. As the checkered flag drops, we're up by about 3.5 tenths. It's not going to be enough at the moment, so we're pretty much draining all of our battery. So we find a bit of time there, and we're still gaining. That was quite a good hairpin actually. Didn't clip the grass on the inside either that time. So, but you can see we've got no battery. We're up by about 6 tenths, and we're just going to lose all of that, I assume. So we get up on the curb a bit there, not ideal. We have 26% to use in the backstraight. We have actually gained a fair bit, to be honest. Now it's going to stall a bit. Now, there we go. Now it's just dying. Lost about a tenth through that corner. And now, through the final couple of corners, we cut it a bit there. Not ideal. Somehow we're still gaining time. We're going to end up gaining about 9.5 tenths almost. Is it going to be enough for Q3? No. So, we're going to be P13. Yeah, that's not ideal. Made a couple of mistakes in that lap. Gasly just missing out by like half a tenth. That's unlucky. As we see Liam Lawson making it through, that's a good effort from him. Hulkenberg doing a great job in the Audi. Same with Albon in the Williams. So, Gasly, Hadjar, myself, Lindblad, Alonso, and Bottas out in Q2. You see that Lindblad has a 5-place grid penalty. We'll see if that actually ends up, happening in the race, because I have noticed that sometimes they don't do that. So, yeah, we'll find out.
Suzuka, with a long and storied history dating right back to 1987, there is more history to be written here today. Welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix. A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles, the only time during the season we race on a figure-of-8 circuit. And the drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. Keep an eye out for overtakes into the final chicane. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Lando Norris, and Piastri, Verstappen, Albon, Lawson, and Nico Hulkenberg, Gasly, Hadjar, O'Reilly, and Alonso, Bottas, Behrman, Carlos Sainz, and Sergio Perez, Lindblad, Stroll, Ocon, and Gabriel Bortoleto completes the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? We welcome to the commentary box Anthony Davidson. I'm Alex Jakes. We're both looking forward to a really intriguing race today. I love this moment in the weekend. Put us in their shoes right now. What are they feeling on the grid?
You've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y, or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential.
Right, here we are. Mercedes front row lockout. Finally, Antonelli is acting a bit more like himself in real life. I'm sick of him, being out in Q2 and stuff, so that's good. See the strat here, I've gone mediums to hards, and then hopefully the hards will carry us through to this rain that we have at the end of the race. So yeah, now looking forward to it. So should be a good one. Let's get after it.
Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
5 red lights are now out and away we go here in Japan. Getting not a bad start here. We got Hadjar trying to get past Gasly. I'm going to fly around the outside of both of them. Oh wow, Hadjar just sends it. And now Gasly's trying to have a crack as well as we make a bit of contact. not ideal. Very interesting start. We end up gaining a position out of all that. So now we're going to send it around the outside of Hadjar. Oh, nearly into the grass. Wow. So this will be this looks like it's going to be an exciting one here as we chase after the points. Now just going to try and use our battery, you know, not be what's the word I'm looking for? Not just kind of burn it all on lap 1. We're going to send one up the inside of the hairpin. Yes, we are. I know myself too well. I think I recorded this race about a week ago. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching this for pretty much the first time as well. As now it looks like we're gaining on Hulkenberg here. As the harvesting lights are on, so he's saving a bit of battery. I decided to do the same into this little double left section as we get up on that curve again. Didn't really hurt us that time. So now we're going to drain the battery. I don't know whether that's a smart decision or not, but I'm going to try anyway. Actually, about half a turn straight, we actually go back into medium, so we thought better of it. And we're going to have a crack, I think, here. Yeah, we are. Oh! As we nearly go up the back of Albon. And we are up into the points, so solid start. As now we head on to lap 4. We've caught up now to Liam Lawson on the softs. As we see a bit of a train here, looks like a McLaren just up here. And a Mercedes. As we're going to send one on Lawson. That was a late move. And he's still there around the outside. He's going to hold that position. As we're now going to use some of our boost just quickly there to get back past. And now we're right on the back of Albon and Norris here. So we're just going to be saving some battery, just sitting behind him through this double left-hander. Again, riding that curb and getting a bit of grass on the front left there, which isn't ideal, as we see Norris now going for a move on Russell as Albon follows him through. And now it looks like we're going to have a crack here. Go to the inside and we just place the car up the inside there. Very nice move up into P8. So a very good first 4 or 5 laps here. As now we move on to lap 6 again. Closing up to Norris now. He must have an issue or something. Closing up. And we've got about a second and a half to Lawson. Oh wow, look at that. What was that? As we see Max Verstappen now in this fight. As we're going to go... Oh wow, look at that. 2 by 2 almost. As we sort it out. Max Verstappen is the big loser out of all of that. We move up into P7. Max on those softs as well. His tyres are obviously falling off now as the mediums actually should be going alright. I'm still feeling good. So we see Albon and Norris box. Hamilton also in the pit. So we're going to lead the race as we're going to box at the end of the lap. So that is very nice to see Gasly there in the hards just behind us. So into the pit lane we go. Hopefully no stuff ups from the pit crew. Get it stopped nicely there. Turn in purple. Love to see it. You love to see it. So now we go on to these hards until the rain, whenever that is. And I really hope, because I do have the weather on approximate, I really do hope that the rain is going to come and it's going to be wet enough to move on to inters. As now we come out of the pits and oh my days! Albon nearly cleans us up as we're basically thrown right into this fight where we left off with Norris. Now we got Piastri in the mix and Albon as well. So it looks like Lawson's also pitted for the mediums. So I don't know how long he can stretch his tyres. He might be a big loser in this. Anyone that's committing to a 2-stop, because it looks like he is. Now we're going to move on to lap 11, or the end of it. As we see the 2 McLarens having a scrap here. So we're going to try and get a run on Piastri. Doesn't really work out. We've saved up battery though, and we're going to open up the wings as we see Piastri sending one, and we are just going to follow through this time to the outside of turn 1, and he's still there. What a move. What an overtake. That's going to be overtake of the bloody 2 races so far. That's just class. So now hopefully we can stay with Piastri. And now moving on to the end of lap 12. We do just that. We're right on his gearbox. As now we're going to send it again into the final couple of corners. We go around the outside and we're going to make it work. So we're up into P6. We got some very good pace in this one. Hopefully now we can work together to pull away from Lawson here. As we're going to just save some of our battery lift. Looks like Oscar's almost going to come back at us here. No, we managed to hold him off. So solid move. Solid move. As now we have yellows, and what's happened here? We're still P6 here on lap 15. As it's our teammate Gasly out of the race. Wow, I think we could have been on for some solid points here. That sucks for him. Let's have a look at it. Just dies. The engine just dies as the Red Bull gets past. Not sure who that was, but yeah, wow, that's disappointing. As you can actually see now, the sky overhead is getting a bit darker, so that rain might not be too far away. Hopefully it's not.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from rain now. I'll keep you updated as conditions change.
There we go then. Our first proper radio message about the weather here from Mark, saying that rain is on the way. As we move on to lap 16, you can just see, if you look at the halo, some raindrops. So the rain is coming. We've got 10 laps, and the question is, will it be wet enough to switch to inters? It looks like it will. That rain's falling pretty consistently here. Just need it to deteriorate a bit more, as we've actually caught up to Albon in all of this. So we move on to lap 19, and we're actually quite quick out there compared to everyone else's. We're going to just send one on the exit there, the hairpin. Great work. And then we've got Verstappen now. We're right on his gearbox. We've got a bit of battery to use, as he's going to harvest. We go onto the grass to get past, as we get the radio message to change strategies. And that's going to be a box at the end of this lap. However, based off that, you know, couple of corners there we just seen, I think my pace is looking pretty decent at the moment, so we're going to accept the strategy change, but we're going to go one more lap here, as everyone else, I'm pretty sure, will box. We've got the two Ferraris just ahead, doing pretty well in real life. Leclerc just won the British Grand Prix yesterday, so hopefully I'd like to see a bit of a challenge from them. As now we head on to the end of the following lap, lap 20. We're going to come in, and looks like we're probably going to come out probably like P6 or something. We'll see, as we get these fresh intermediates on. This race has actually flown by, really. It's really fun to race, you know, but like I said earlier in the video, one of my favourite tracks. So, and not that anyone would really know, but Ayrton Senna, my favourite driver, had some pretty controversial moments here. So it's got some historical significance, I suppose you could say, as we actually come out in P3. So Verstappen 2 seconds up the road, Albon on our gearbox, and yeah, you can already tell we are not as quick on the inters compared to the AI. I think I'm at about 108, AI 107. We see the track just getting a little bit, like, it's getting worse. You can kind of see that from all the puddles on the track. As Piastri is going to have a dive here. Almost was tempted to just let him go, but I'm not going to sacrifice too much because I don't want Leclerc to get past me. So now as we head on to the start of lap 23, we have 5 laps to go, and Piastri is still in our gearbox, so we're going to have to pull off an absolute bloody defensive masterclass here, Fernando Alonso-esque, Sergio Perez-esque, to keep this P3. I don't think it's going to happen, but hey, you never know. You can just see even through here, the track's just getting wetter and wetter. And yeah, so I mean, I suppose we're comfortably keeping Piastri behind here, maybe on the straight, but they're not really going for moves, so that's kind of the main thing. As now we come towards the end of the lap, we see Piastri actually making that move right now. Is he going to send it on the outside? We did that move earlier. I think he was involved in that as well. We did it a couple of times, but we managed to get back past him there on the exit. And now we head on to lap 24. And let's see, is he going to have a crack here into turn 1? Looks like he's just going to have a look. And we kind of leave the door open. Tiny little send a couple of times. Forces us a little bit wide. I'm not sure if we made a bit of contact, but he's going to force his way through. That is what you love to see. I like to see the AI get a bit racy and just force their way through. A lot more realistic. So look at that, Piastri already a second in the lead. Look at how wet it's getting here now. It's almost too wet. Look at that. Look at the reflections on the track, all the puddles. So the rain is, I think it said in the thing it was going to be heavy rain to light rain. It's definitely been the other way around. It's gotten heavier and heavier as the last probably 10 or so laps has gone on. But now we've got Lawson actually, who gets past Charles Leclerc and is now on our gearbox. Look at that though, Piastri 5 seconds up the road. So we just did not have the pace on the Inters, saving up all our battery. So last couple of laps is going to be pretty tense here, trying to fight for this P4 as now we come up to 130R. Lawson still on the gearbox as it's, oh, I really thought he was going to go for it there. Decides against it. And now we got the last 2 laps. I think I'm pretty confident we'll be able to stay P4 by the looks of it, unless I think our most vulnerable positions are turn 1 here and into the final chicane. But everywhere else we seem to be doing just enough to stay ahead. So now as we move on to the start of it. Oh, Hamilton's pitted! Hamilton, it's too wet for him. He's decided to box and he's thrown away a race win. Wow, what an ending to the race. I can't believe he couldn't just stick it out one more lap. So he's basically handed the win to Verstappen. Piastri's going to come in second. Wow. What a finish to the race. That is unbelievable. As we see, it's confirmed Verstappen takes the win here in Japan. If only he could win a race in real life at the moment. He's having a terrible time in that Red Bull at the moment. Wow. I just can't believe Hamilton couldn't stick it out for one more lap. Ferrari strategy. Am I right? Wow. Thrown away a race win. Unbelievable. What a race from us though. We're going to come across the line and finish P4. What a race.
He has left the entire field behind once more. It's victory for Max Verstappen.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
The top 3 have scrapped on the racetrack. They will now line up next to each other, the best of this race. Max Verstappen has been here before, another win in Formula 1.
So there it is. What a race, and Max Verstappen picking up a win. Piastri getting a podium, you love to see it. Myself, P4. Lawson, that's a great result for him as well. Hadjar getting points there from P12. Norris having a poor race. What about the Mercedes though? Front row lockout and they end up 8th and 10th. Wow. Wow. Yeah. A lot happened in that race. That was a really fun one. As we go down the order then, we see Hulkenberg just missing out on points after a good qualifying. Behrman making up spots. Sainz making up spots. Lindblad doing pretty well there. Bortoletto having a great race. A poor race for Albon there. And then you see Stroll actually making up some positions as well. Followed by Bottas, Perez, Ocon, and then Alonso having a poor race. As we look at the drivers, we see Verstappen taking early lead. We are just ahead of Hamilton. I don't know how long that's going to last for, but Norris P2, Leclerc P3, Russell P4, and Piastri P5. So it's pretty tight there in that kind of mid-pack. Gasly picking up 1 point as well. And yeah, we're ahead of V-Carb at the moment. I think that'll be the main ones, probably V-Carb, Williams. I don't know how quick Audi are going to be. I mean, based off that, they look pretty solid if they're getting into Q3. So yeah, it'd be very interesting to see as the season goes on. And here we have our first secret meeting, and it's McLaren that are coming to us to try and sign us for next season. 100% going to continue talks. I'd be stupid not to. Just kind of, you know, it's pretty funny how these things write themselves. A bit of tension at McLaren after last season. And they could be shipping one of their drivers out. So, yeah, wow. What a race. Nice ending there as well. It's nice to be wanted by McLaren. Especially with how the progression is in the career mode. You can get stuck sometimes in the midfield. So, good to see we have kind of a path to the top. But yeah, definitely something to think about. So, yeah, thanks for watching the video. Very enjoyable one. And yeah, I'll see you for the next one in Bahrain.